So, you having a good day?
You would not believe the conversation I just had with Vernon.
Try me.
Virgin River is one of our favorite Netflix shows thanks to its action-packed romance drama. Season 5 of the show began filming in July, just before Season 4 was released on Netflix. We really can't stop ourselves from binge-watching it, with the new Season 5 coming out soon. Let's look at a potential new love in the Virgin River series. So first off, let's look at Teryl Rothery hinting at a new love interest for her character that might be introduced in the new season. Fans are excited to see Netflix's blockbuster romance drama Virgin River return for Season 5. Teryl Rothery, who plays Muriel, hinted ahead of the film's release that her character would ultimately settle down. When Muriel was presented initially, many saw her as a villain for interfering with Hope Mcrea and Doc Mullins. She made her romantic interest in Doc known, which filled Hope with rage. Although the pair had been divorced for 20 years, Hope and Doc had been married but never divorced. Instead, they remained close friends. Hope was absent for the duration of Season 3 to visit an ailing aunt, and as a result, Muriel and Doc grew closer. When Hope was involved in a catastrophic vehicle accident back to the Virgin River, Muriel realized how devoted Doc was to Hope. Because of that, Muriel was able to encourage him and be there for him as a close friend. She also prepared Hope a photo blanket with the faces of all her loved ones for when she came out of the operation room. As Doc transitioned from a prospective relationship to a platonic companion, actress Teryl Rothery hinted that her character might find love in Season 5. The actress expressed her desire for her character to have some form of connection where she felt wanted. When asked about a potential backstory, Teryl said it might be her hidden lover, ex, or someone new who comes forward. Next up, let's look at how an actor's real wife became his new on-screen love interest in the previous season. Lucia Walters, Lawrence's real-life wife, has joined the cast of Virgin River as Julia, Preacher's new love interest. Fans can see the real-life pair having a date with some wine and a charcuterie board in a lovely garden in a new photo from the 4th season. Watching the two on-screen together this season was indeed a treat for true fans of the couple. That's because their relationship goes way past the Hollywood screens, as the two have been married for 20 years and have 2 children together. They live in Vancouver, not far from where the show is filmed. Along with that, guess what? This is not their first appearance on screen together. They were seen in an elevator sequence with the main characters in 50 Shades Darker. It wasn't that big a role, but still. Those who have yet to see Season 4 know Preacher is still alive, but don't know what happened to Christopher after Vince came looking for him. Fans are worried that Preacher would be so preoccupied with his new love partner and that he would forget about the mother-son duo. In fact, a clue in the Season 4 description suggests that this is the case. Even as Preacher forges a new romantic bond, he can't help but hold out hope for being reunited with Christopher and Paige. We doubt Preacher would simply forget about the couple, especially given he was so close to Christopher, but we're glad to see him happy without having to deal with someone else's problems. Following up on that, let's look at how the story of Jack being the father of Mel's children played out. The Season 3 cliffhanger, in which Mel discovers she's pregnant but does not know who the father is, was great for dramatic tension, but is it the most intriguing medical question ever? In case you missed it, Mel visits her sister in Los Angeles and sets an appointment at the fertility clinic while she's there to see if she can get pregnant using her and Mark's frozen embryos. But it's a very short trip. In reality, based on her attire, Mel returns to Virgin River the next day after visiting the doctor. When she returns, she and Jack sleep together, so when she finds out she's pregnant within the next 2 weeks, she appears to believe that Mark and Jack are equally believable parents. All evidence pointed to Jack being the father of Mel's child, and by the end of Virgin River Season 4, that hunch had been verified. Though Jack didn't want to know who the father was, the couple decided to undergo the test after learning that Mel's ex-mother-in-law sought custody of the embryos. Jack and Mel engaged before discovering paternity, showing their genuine love for one another. There was never any doubt. Jack's second paternity scenario, which involves his twins with Charmaine, isn't so real. Charmaine claims she's being punished for lying, and that Jack isn't the father of the babies. She announces this after calling Jack and Mel to her house due to a frightening medical crisis. Season 4 comes to an end right there with a classic cliffhanger. Alexandra Breckenridge, who is cast as Mel, spoke with TV Guide and revealed what's next for Jack and Mel. Beware for spoilers, because in the next part, we're going to dive into what she told us about the main plot points of the show.
Do you think he's really serious about investing in this glamping business? Well, I certainly hope so.
Firstly, we'll look into what Breckenridge has to say on Mel and Jack's reaction to the news of the baby. According to Breckenridge, Mel clearly feels misled and betrayed. Getting into character, she expresses that she's sure there's an underlying sense of relief that Mel will never discuss with Jack, but she thinks Jack is extremely heartbroken because he invested so much in those children. The discovery, of course, comes after a very tough season for Jack and Mel, during which Jack was forced to examine his drinking and how he was coping with events in his life as a result of past trauma. By the end of the season, Jack and Mel appeared to be on the same page, but Breckenridge confessed that the news of the twins' paternity would cause some further strain between the couple, but it won't be like the heated tensions of season 4. Breckenridge goes on to say that she believes they have already coped with a lot in the short time they've known each other and begun their relationship. That makes her certain that it will cause some tension between them. She stated on TV Guide that the reality of that is enormous. If someone lies to you and says, "Oh no, by the way, they aren't yours," 5 months into pregnancy, that is a massive bomb to drop. Breckenridge said they'll have to deal with it, just like everybody else, but she doesn't think it will heavily impact their relationship.
It's just messed up, you know, that someone would do that to her.
Next up, we'll see what this Virgin River has in store for Melissa and Nick's involvement in Jack's business. Nick, played by Keith McKechnie, is a prominent and wealthy citizen of Virgin River. Midway through the season, Nick decided to invest in Jack's new glamping firm, putting up 3 times what Jack had asked for in the original investment. A few episodes later, we learned that Nick's sister is the mastermind behind the fentanyl operation Brady has been desperately trying to escape, which raises many issues about if Nick is also in the drug industry and what that means for Jack's new enterprise. Breckenridge acknowledges that the storyline took an interesting turn, surprising viewers because Jack and Mel are shown to be such honest people. She adds that she wants to know if Nick is aware that Melissa is a fentanyl smuggler. Nick has invested in Jack's Airstream glamping venture, thus Breckenridge believes Melissa will be a part of it, but she claims she isn't certain, saying, "I'm not sure how that relates to any risk for Jack and Mel."
Shouldn't leave enough room for the why.
Well, we can do better than that. And I can stay as long as you need.
And lastly, we'll explore some comments regarding Mel's life in Virgin River without the clinic. Mel's decision to leave the clinic was another unexpected twist in the season 4 finale. She's doing it in part to keep Cameron, cast by Mark Ganame, around. He chose to leave when he overstepped and tried to persuade Mel into ending a relationship with Jack due to his drinking, and what he said made the situation quite uncomfortable. Breckenridge is confident that Mel's desire to have Cameron around is purely for the benefit of Doc, but this leaves Mel with a huge void in her life. Alexander doesn't think Mel's interested in mending any relationship with Cameron. We think she realizes that she has a high-risk pregnancy, and she's not gonna stay at the clinic, and Doc is going into loss. The Virgin River actress said that Mel's really worried about the town having a medical facility, so she wants Cameron to stay for that reason alone, claiming she doesn't know what Mel's character would be like without the clinic. "I don't know what Mel is going to do." The star admits that Mel loves her job. She loves caring for people, and having to step away from that is going to be a very difficult task for her. And with that, that's a wrap for this video. Do you have any guesses for who will be the new love interest in season 5? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see ya in the next one.